Welcome to case study number 4. This is your last one. It's super exciting. So this one, again, as you can see, does not have videos, much like case study number 3. So you'll be provided with samples, and you'll need to base your observations off of the actual sample and the given materials that are throughout this case study. So we're using the same template. I'll go over that at the end. Wanted to walk you through this one. So what you're going to do, first pick a grade, first, third, or fifth, and stick with that grade throughout. So if you pick first, stick with first in both of these. So what you're going to be given are not a bunch, but you're going to be given some samples. So I'm going to stick with first grade, and you can see the first one is a writing sample. So the first example you'll get for all the grades is a writing sample. The writing sample obviously has the writing sample and then the assessment answer. So this one is scored. And then you have the writing survey. And so remember this attitude survey? This one's already filled out for you. So you have this. I know it says first grade and K, but these go together. So this is the motivation survey for this child. So you'll get an idea about how this child feels about reading. And then you'll get a favorites. So you'll have an idea of what this child likes. I know it is adult, but let's pretend this is the child's. And so now you know their favorites. And then under here is where you start getting the materials to really understand how to sort through this. So you want to look through the standards, which we have been doing before. And going through the standards means seeing what they should be doing. So here's the standards for that student. And here's the writing assessment. So it's talking about how to use it. So this is a great place to read, see what you're using. And then here is how you could score the writing up here. You can score organization, voice, ideas, experimenting, sentence fluency, convention. So this is how you'll score the writing. So there's a lot of moving pieces in this one, but don't let it overwhelm you. Just what I would suggest is pick a grade first. Then when you pick your grade, open up everything for that grade and go through it. So the first 1, 2, 3 are samples. The second the next is standards, and then the last is going to be how you would score the writing sample. So each one will have all of that. And you can see that for grades 3 and 5, this is 3 and 5, and then AZ Merit rubric. So the reason there's only 2 here is because this is K through 2nd, and this is 3 through 5. So this is correct. So this is all right here. So what are you going to do with this? We know that you are a master at this template now. So you're going to take all this information. Where I would start is I would first get a really good look at the samples. So where is the child's motivation in reading? Where do you think the child is in writing? And then get to know the child that you're thinking about, okay? And then you're going to think, where should this child be at by looking at the standards? And then I would jump into getting in here and doing this assessment based on the writing. So you're going to have a lot of information on this child. So where are they at with their writing? That's kind of really what this case study is about. So the literacy skill assessed is their writing. We're also looking at their motivation, right? So we want to see more about the child as a whole but mostly it's a writing assessment, okay? So in your template, you could put writing skills. Name of the assessment, 6-trait assessment for beginning writers is the name of this one. Make sure you take the assessment down here. So you would be using, if you were the older grade, the AZ Merit rubric. So that would be the assessment for the writing. Description and purpose. So they give the description and purpose up here at the top. AZ Merit rubric, let's look. Also gives the description on each one. So it's a writing rubric, right? So informative, explanatory, essay, writing rubric. There you go. Coming back to the template, data collected. So this is where you want to write what data you collected. So where is the child at in writing? What kind of motivation does the child have? And what are the child's likes and dislikes? Observations. Again, there's no child here that you're observing through a video. Your observations are, I found it interesting that the child has very high writing skills but very low motivation. Or I found it, you're just looking through the data for some things that you observe. Your analysis. This is where your opinion is as an educator. What is your opinion right now? I'm thinking, here's my thoughts. Then you're putting it all together. You're summarizing, okay, the child is doing very well in idea, but struggling in organization. They have high motivation, so I do think this is going to be something that can be easily taught. Then you're going to come down here and you're going to think of the strengths and weaknesses or areas for improvement, and then a major goal. So thinking about everything you've been handed, what is a writing goal for this child? And then you come up with your instructional recommendations. Again, you could say writing activities for a third grader, emergent writing in kindergarten, and come up with some skills and then backtrack and think, oh, I read about that in the book. Oh, we had a presentation on that. I can cite this source to fill in, and make sure that you're writing it in a paragraph form and you have all of these bullets in here. So you want to make sure your APA citation is in that recommendation, and then you bring in the sample materials and you want to bring in the standards, which is part of what you're looking at. Part of this is looking at the standards. It's all within this case study. So although this looks very confusing, just open everything that goes with the grade you picked. Look through it, go through it. When you're ready, score the writing, and then fill out your template with everything provided, thinking, okay, I have all this information on this student. What are some things that I can help them with? If you have any questions, please reach out.